There is something the Bible hides in plain sight, a message so powerful, so precise, that most people overlook it completely. This is not a theory. This is not a modern interpretation. It is a prophetic pattern that has been fulfilled again and again for thousands of years. And right now, as you listen to these words, that pattern points directly to the year 2026. What you are about to hear in the next few minutes will not be found in the mainstream media. It does not make the headlines, but it is written in letters of fire on the oldest pages of human history. Prophets who lived over 2,000 years ago left behind signs, coded clues that only now we are beginning to decipher with absolute clarity. I ask only one thing of you. Do not leave before the end, because what I am about to reveal will completely change the way you see the world around you. Every sign, every number, every date, it all fits together. And when you finish this video, you will understand why millions of believers across the globe are holding their breath. Stay until the very end. What is coming is far too important to ignore. To understand what the Bible reveals about 2026, you first need to know a secret that very few pastors teach. God operates in cycles. Not just any cycles, but perfect mathematical patterns that repeat throughout all of history. The Hebrew calendar is not a simple dating system. It is a prophetic map. Every feast, every sabbatical year, every jubilee carries a hidden purpose that only reveals itself when you see the complete picture. Leviticus chapter 25 establishes the cycles of 7 years, the sabbatical years. Every 7 years, the land rests, debts are canceled, and a reset takes place. But here is where it gets extraordinary. Every 7 cycles of 7 years, that is, every 49 years, comes the Jubilee, the 50th year. The Jubilee is God's great reset. Captives set free, lands returned, everything restored. And when you calculate the Jubilees from key biblical events, the result will leave you breathless. Pay close attention. In 1917, the Ottoman Empire lost control of Jerusalem, and the Balfour Declaration opened the door for the Jewish return. Exactly 50 years later, in 1967, Israel recaptured Jerusalem in the Six-Day War. Another cycle of 50 years brings us to 2017, the year the United States recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Do you see it? Every 50 years, a monumental event shakes Jerusalem. And now, counting the sabbatical cycles from 2017, we arrive directly at the period from 2024 to 2027. We are inside that prophetic window right now. This is not a coincidence. This is not invented numerology. These are the very same patterns God established in His Word thousands of years ago, fulfilling themselves with clockwork precision. And if these cycles have been faithful on every previous occasion, why would they be any different now? The question is not whether something is going to happen. The question is, are you prepared for what is coming? Jesus said in Luke 21, verse 25, "There will be signs in the sun, in the moon, and in the stars, and on the earth, distress of nations." Now look at what is happening. Between 2024 and 2026, NASA has confirmed a series of extraordinary eclipses and astronomical alignments. Not isolated events, but a sequence that astronomers describe as extremely rare. Do you remember the blood moon tetrads? 4 total lunar eclipses that coincided with the biblical feasts of Passover and Tabernacles in 2014 and 2015. Every time this has occurred in history, a transformative event struck the people of Israel. In 1492, the expulsion from Spain. In 1948, the creation of the State of Israel. In 1967, the recapture of Jerusalem. And now the effects of the last tetrad are manifesting before our very eyes. But the signs are not only in the sky. The earth itself is crying out. Earthquakes have multiplied in frequency and intensity. Volcanoes that had been dormant for centuries are awakening. Historic floods in places that had never seen them. Devastating droughts where there was once abundance. Matthew 24 said it with chilling clarity. There will be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. The data is staggering. The global food crisis has accelerated in ways that experts did not foresee. Nations that were once breadbaskets of the world are importing food for the first time in their history. The price of basic goods keeps rising, and the Bible warned that a time would come when a day's wages would barely be enough to buy bread. Revelation 6, verse 6. We are not reading science fiction. We are reading today's headlines written 2,000 years ago. Every sign is a piece of the puzzle, and when you put them all together, the picture that forms is impossible to ignore. Something monumental is approaching, and 2026 stands at the center of it all. Jesus left a parable that is the master key to all end times prophecy. Matthew 24, verse 32. Now learn this parable from the fig tree. When its branch has already become tender and puts forth leaves, you know that summer is near. The fig tree in the Bible represents Israel. Israel was reborn as a nation in 1948. The generation that witnessed that rebirth, Jesus said, will not pass away until all these things take place. Now, do the math. Psalm 90, verse 10 says that the days of our lives are 70 years, and if by reason of strength, 80 years. If a biblical generation is 70 to 80 years, and the fig tree blossomed in 1948, then the prophetic window stretches from 2018 to 2028. We are standing right in the heart of that window. And the year 2026 is not just any year within that range. It is the point where multiple prophetic lines converge simultaneously. Daniel chapter 2 describes a statue with feet of iron mixed with clay. Those feet represent the final empire of human history, a global system that is divided, strong yet fragile, a kingdom that tries to unite but cannot hold itself together. Does that not sound familiar? International alliances fragmenting, economies trembling, powers attempting to unify and failing. Daniel saw our time with a precision that defies all natural explanation. But Daniel does not stop there. He says that in the days of those kings, the God of heaven will set up a kingdom that shall never be destroyed. A stone cut without human hands will strike the statue and grind it to powder. That eternal kingdom is about to manifest, and the conditions Daniel described are exactly what we see today. Not tomorrow, not in some distant future. Today, and now, we come to one of the most striking and controversial prophecies of all. Daniel, Paul, and Jesus himself all speak of a temple in Jerusalem in the last days. The first temple was destroyed by Babylon, the second by Rome. And for nearly 2,000 years, no third temple has existed. But listen carefully. At this very moment in Israel, there are organizations that already have the complete architectural blueprints, the priestly garments sewn, the temple instruments crafted, and priests trained for service. And there is something else that has shaken the religious world: the appearance of the red heifers. Numbers chapter 19 establishes that to purify the site of the temple, a red heifer without blemish is required, completely red, without a single hair of another color. This animal had not appeared in nearly 2,000 years, and now multiple red heifers that meet the biblical requirements have been identified and are being kept under guard in Israel. The missing piece is already in place. When Jesus spoke about the end of the age in Matthew 24, he said, "When you see standing in the holy place the abomination of desolation spoken of through the prophet Daniel, that requires a temple, a holy place, and for the first time in 2,000 years, all the conditions are aligning for that to become possible, not in some abstract future, in our generation, possibly within the coming months. Now, the most important question is not when it will happen. It is not whether the cycles are exact. It is not whether the prophecy will be fulfilled to the day. The most important question of your life is this: where will you be when everything changes? Because what is coming does not distinguish between rich and poor, between the powerful and the humble. It is coming for everyone, and there are only two paths. The Bible was not written to scare you. It was written to prepare you. Every fulfilled prophecy is proof that there is a God who controls history, who knows you by name, and who wants you to be ready, not standing on the sidelines, but sheltered in the midst of the storm. That shelter has a name, and that name is above every name. This is not a message of fear. This is a message of urgent hope. Because when the world shakes, when nations are bewildered, when everything that seemed secure crumbles, those who place their trust in the rock that does not move will stand firm. You can be one of them. Today. Right now. If this video touched your heart, if something inside you knows this is true, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to Sacred Flame, hit the bell, and leave a comment with the word "awake." Because what is coming is already here, and you did not find this video by accident.